Can you hold that bike up for a second just so you can show everybody what it looks like? Because I'm wondering if anybody would, at first glance, would know it's a knockoff, because I didn't even know the knockoff frames existed.
No, that they wouldn't know.
I mean, look at that, dude. Come on. That's beautiful, dude.
Now, the problem is all the weep holes.
Oh, yeah, that's the giveaway, right?
Yeah, there's there. So this, I did a video. Oh, here, I have fake landing gear forks.
Oh, wow. What do the welds look like, Kev? They're clean, aren't they?
On the forks, they're fine. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
But on the inside, I don't know. I think original landing gears had welds on the inside.
Okay.
These don't have welds on the inside.
Okay.
But it has a fully painted steer tube, which I don't think landing gears had.
No, it probably would have just been like raw.
Or half. They paint half the steer tube and leave the other half raw. But I did a video many years ago about buying these things, and it's by far the most viewed video that I have on my channel. Like it's like 8,000 views or something like that.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for that frame and fork?
$350 for the frame and fork, and then $350 for the phase one. Let's get snapping. Let's get snapping. Danny is not messing around tonight, guys. Thank you very much for stopping back by. You got the BMX podcast with Danny Pena and Kevin Wilson. Thanks a lot for joining us. And tonight we're doing a weekend update, a weekend recap. What'd you do this weekend, man? Did you do anything special?
This weekend was super uneventful, man. I'm going to tell you a story though, and you might have seen it on Facebook. I go to my dad's on Saturday, and he had this old pine tree somewhere in the between my daughter's house and between his little patio area, and that tree died because it had vines that kept growing on it. So my dad, years and years ago, dude, he sprayed the vines with poison. It killed the tree, right? But the vines kept growing, and it overtook what was left of the tree, and it looks like a giant mushroom now, and it's just vines, right? And my dad goes, Saturday, I get over there in the morning. He goes, okay, son, make that look like a mushroom. Clean it up. Man, I was in there like Mr. Miyagi, dude, trying to cut a bonsai tree. Yeah, no, at least I used the electric cutters, dude, but I was like, I carved it all out, and it looks like a mushroom, man. You got to go on my Facebook. You have to go on my Facebook channel. I spent 2 hours sculpting that thing, man. It already had the general shape because but he hadn't done it in a while. So it was starting to get wide on the bottom. So I had to cut in there, and I don't know. I never really work with my hands. Obviously I'm an office guy, but so when I'm at my dad's, that's when I'm actually getting dirty and doing stuff like that. And then Sunday, not much went on. I think I just had a chill day, watched Netflix and stuff like that. Nothing major this weekend. What about you, man? What you got going on?
Oh man, dude. Today is Monday, November 10th, and today is the Marine Corps birthday. So
hey.
I wish myself happy birthday and all the Marines out there. Al Roybal, fellow jarhead. Happy birthday to all the Marines out there. And I went to Vegas to meet my Marine Corps friend that I was in barracks duty with, and he was out in Vegas, and we went out there, and we go downtown sometimes, and he was staying at Caesars, and I was staying at Ellis Island, which is like a Huffy versus something like a Hutch, dude. Like, yeah, Ellis Island's like $100 a night, and anyways, he was staying over there, so we weren't staying together. But he goes, "Dude, come pick me up. We'll go downtown." So we went downtown. We're trucking around downtown, doing our thing, and we weren't too far from the El Cortez. And if any degenerate gambler out there ever heard of this guy named Vegas Matt? This guy Vegas Matt, he's a blogger and a YouTuber, Instagram guy, and he's famous for all these outrageously big bets on the slot machines and baccarat and all that stuff. And I think I saw him do $100,000 baccarat bet one time, and he actually won it. Anyways, and it was always he's always at the El Cortez, always there. El Cortez on the felt on the tables and stuff. And we were walking over the El Cortez, and we were like, dude, that'd be funny if Vegas Matt's over here. I'm all, dude, what are the odds on this guy's going to be here when we show up? So we walked in. It was probably around like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we walk into the high limit slot room, and sure as shit, there's Vegas Matt filming. And we're all, wow. And
hold on. He's a YouTuber, right? You said he's a YouTuber?
Yeah.
So he was filming for his channel, and when you saw, wow.
Pull up Vegas Matt. You might know who I'm talking about.
Okay. You want me to do it right now or later?
Yeah, do it on Facebook. Pull up Vegas Matt.
Oh, on Facebook. Okay. All right. So did you get a chance to chat with him while you were there?
Yeah, I'll drop a picture. I met him. We took a picture with him. I took a picture with him. But kind of cool.
Did you tell him you're technically a YouTuber? Did you tell him?
I didn't have a chance to tell him that, dude. I'm an aspiring gambler. I bet $20 hands, not $2,000 hands.
So let me ask you your opinion on that, if you don't mind. Is because I have seen people on YouTube that they're so good at gambling that they get banned from casinos, but they're not slot players. I think they're more on the card player. Yeah. So can you make a successful living if you're that good of a gambler? You know, what do you? Yeah, I mean, because I mean, you and I talked about it, dude. I'm a horrible gambler, so I give up too easy. But I did see one guy that literally, oh crap, I think this is the guy.
Have you ever seen his TikToks or his reels before?
I think, okay, yeah, I have, because I was alluding to, I think he's been banned from certain casinos, hasn't he?
I don't know about that.
Okay, he might be another.
That guy's brought in more business to the El Cortez than any advertising budget could ever imagine, dude. I'll tell you a story. When we found him, he had 2 filmers with his filmers were using iPhones.
Okay.
And they have little stands, and they just sit in front of the slot machine, and he just sits there and hits the button, and then he has 2 handlers on each side of him. And then he has like three casino hosts that are around him. And we probably got within like 10, 15 feet of him. And then my friend was going to take a picture of him gambling, and then they stopped him. No. Matt doesn't want anybody taking pictures of him while he's gambling. But after he's done gambling, he'll talk to anybody. He'll sign. He'll take pictures.
Is there a reason why he doesn't want to be while he's gambling? Is there a reason?
I would assume because that's what he does for a living. That's all the videos out there. All the videos out there, he wants them nice and produced, not all grainy or from the side or nothing like that. I would assume.
Got it.
But so we waited around for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and he got up to go to the bathroom. And hey, Matt, how's it going? We shook his hand. We talked to him. I go, dude, I like your style, man. I want to be you when I grow up. And he goes, oh, dude, thanks, man. So we shook hands, and he took the time to take a picture with me, and I'll put the picture in now. But good guy, quiet. He's not. He comes off really outgoing on the videos, but he's kind of quiet when I was talking to him. Not too overwhelming. But anyways, so I went to Vegas, lost a little bit of money, and came back, and normally I would be out tonight partying for the Marine Corps, but I'm talking to you, Danny. That's how much I value our time together. Yeah.
Hey, I want to recognize my nephew, Joshua Pena. He's in the Marines currently.
Oh, and really?
He is a captain. He's an
officer?
Yeah. I have to say, man, my nephew has me so impressed, dude. He's in his mid-30s now. but he went into the Marines at like 18, 19 years old, and we all thought he was crazy. We're like, don't go in the Marines, man. You know, there's wars going on, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, no, I'm going to make this a career. And he did. He made it a career, man. He lives in, he's got homes in Florida, Virginia. I think he's in Washington, D.C. now currently. He works at the Pentagon. And yeah, my nephew's a badass, dude. Yeah.
Did he go in and enlist and became an officer, or he went to college and then became an officer?
After college, because he went in and then he finished his education, then went back. So he never left the military, but they paid for a good majority of his education, and he's doing very well for himself. Like when I talk to him sometimes, I kind of forget that I'm like, dang, you made it. You did this on your own, man. That's, you know, he was raised by my sister, obviously, and my parents, because he moved in with my parents when he was about 16. And he went to high school there, and you know, my mom and dad are very strict, so they kept him on the like straight and narrow. Yeah. So,
hey, since we're talking about that, can I share one story about how I joined the Marine Corps? I've already told you this.
No.
So I think I've already mentioned on the podcast, I ditched a lot of high school back in the day, and I didn't graduate from high school. I never dropped out, but I just never went back. I never got my diploma. So I was probably 18, 19. I was 18. And first the Navy starts calling me at home. I go, no, I'm not joining the Navy clique. Then the Army calls me. No, I'm not joining the Army clique. And then the Marine Corps called me one day, and I was broke and I was hungry.
Yeah.
And the Marine Corps called me, and he goes, hey, how's it going? You ever thought about joining the Marine Corps? I go, dude, no way. I'm never joining the Marine Corps. He's like, hey, dude, he goes, I'll tell you what, let me take you out to lunch, and I'll tell you about the Marine Corps. I'm all, dude, I'm pretty hungry right now, man. Okay, come on over.
For real?
I swear to God, dude, I tell all my friends the story. So the recruiter comes over to my house and he takes me to Caro's in South Pasadena. And he goes, so I said, fuck it, man. I'll join the Marine Corps. Sure, no problem. And
now that you look back, right now obviously we're in our 50s now. Was it a good decision for you?
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best decision ever made. Yeah.
Not to get too far off the BMX topics, but did you ever think of going like my nephew's route and trying to make a career out of it, or was it
I'll do a quick synopsis about my time in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
But, for anybody that wants a detailed synopsis of my Marine Corps time, I did an in-depth interview with Urban Valor on YouTube.
Okay.
It's like a 2-hour interview, and I tell all the funny stories about being in the Marine Corps, about my surfboard, about checking in, about all, and I'm related to one of the most. My period in the Marine Corps is loosely related to one of the most notorious mistakes that the Marine Corps ever made. Go check out. The name of the episode is Left Behind. That's the name of the episode on Urban Valor if you want to check it out. But anyways, I go, sure, no problem. And so I joined the Marine Corps as a reservist, as a cook, right? All this in one day. I go take the ASVAB. He goes, okay, boom, boom, boom. I go home. I go, Mom, guess what? I joined the Marine Corps as a cook, as a reservist cook. And she looked at me and goes, what the fuck is your a cook? You joined the Marine Corps to be a cook? Part-time? I go, yeah. She goes, no. Go back there and tell them you want to be infantry. Tell them you want to go full-time.
Really? Your mom said that?
Yeah, so I joined the Marine Corps, dude, and I'll post a picture of me graduating boot camp with my mom right now. It's on my Facebook page. But
I saw that. That was a great picture.
Yeah, dude, that was a 19-year-old Kevin Wilson, the BMXpert, dude.
And I could tell you, Kevin, like people have asked me, my kids and so forth, and some of the people I work with that are on the younger side, they go, if you can go back to the 80s, would you go? And I go, yeah, man, just to be able to see my mom again would be the number one reason, right? But if you could go back to the 80s, I mean, knowing what we know now, would you be interested in going back?
Yeah, I would have done gate starts before races.
Yeah, I think about that. Going back, I mean, obviously, I've watched too many movies, Butterfly Effect and stuff. So I'm afraid if I went back and I changed too many things, I might end up with
end up in jail.
Yeah, you never know, dude. It's like I always I've thought about it many times. I go, what would I do different? And I go, holy moly, I know who to avoid.
Yeah.
If you were ever
a quick thing. So my first duty station was in Norfolk, Virginia. I was guarding the nuclear weapons when they came off the ship in this big facility. It looked like a prison. We guarded nuclear weapons, and then from there I went to the fleet, which is the regular Marine Corps, the guys that go out on missions and shit like that. And I went to my unit. I went to 3-2 Kilo in North Carolina, and we did a couple things. I never had any war. I never had any danger. I never took rounds. But I was scheduled to get out in like September of 1990, and I think it was in July or August or so, early 1990. That's when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait.
Okay.
And they were looking for guys that wanted to go to Kuwait. So my whole unit my whole regiment or whatever, my battalion went to Kuwait, right? Saudi Arabia. And they said, hey, Wilson, you're getting out in 2 months. Do you want to extend or do you want to re-up to go? And I'm like, hell no, man. I'm going home, dude. I'm not going to go to Saudi Arabia.
That was a good choice.
Well, yeah, but it gets kind of weird later on. So I go home. I'm sleeping on the couch. I have no job. I have nothing going on. And I told you I was dipping ice cream at Thrifty's.
Right.
And I open the door and this guy brings a letter. It might have been, I think it was West Union. You got 24 hours to report to Camp Pendleton. And I was like, badass, man. I'm going back. So I tried to rejoin after I got recalled, but at that particular point they didn't need me and they said no. But that was my time in the Marine Corps.
Man, I think that's great though, dude. Did you ever go overseas or into different countries or anything like that?
Yeah, I went to Thailand, I went to Okinawa and Korea.
If you were to choose some place to live other than the United States, where do you think you would be one of those places? Do you think you could function there? It's weird you bring up Thailand, right? Because not long ago, I'm talking maybe a couple months ago, I got YouTube playing, I'm working, and this guy, he just, how videos just come on, this guy decides he's going to move to Thailand, and he's an American. And he's like not the only one that does this, apparently, because he goes, with my money, I live like a king in Thailand.
That's not why they go, dude.
Yeah, well, obviously there's women involved, right? But the way he was talking about it, he goes, I would never want to live anywhere else than Thailand. And I was thinking, I don't know, dude. I would say he was an average middle-aged dude. Okay,
that's why he's going to Thailand, dude.
Yeah, because he all of a sudden he's going to get women that he wouldn't get here. Do you think that's like the number one motivator for that?
I think it is, dude. I was there walking down the streets of Pattaya Beach, and I'm probably above average at the time. I'm in the Marine Corps. I'm fit. I'm 19. I was probably 21 at the time, 20, something like that. And dude, when I tell you, 1,000 women throwing themselves at you every night. It was so bad that you would say, just leave me alone.
No way.
Huh?
No way, really? It's like that?
It was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. I mean, I know it sounds like, oh, dude, I'm talking shit. Dude, anybody, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you were in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. And not necessarily, they didn't want our money. They just wanted to be with us and hope that we would take them back to the United States. But now it's all money. Now when the guys go, now it's all dating scams where the guys go down to Thailand and then they get raked for all their money from these chicks that say that they love them and shit like that.
Wow. Thanks. That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think we got off enough topics. I got a few things to talk about.
So real quick. Yeah. Miranda posted another video, bro. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's in my notes. I was going to talk to you about.
Okay, all right. So, I'm not bullshitting when I say this. Quite possibly my favorite episode that they've ever done.
With
very high on the scale of the Kevin Wilson scale podcast. Very good. I don't know what you think.
You're talking about the Mike Poulson interview, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really good. I think I talked to you earlier and I said, I started it, I haven't finished it. And so I went back to it this morning and I was listening to it and I was like, this is good, man. Their stories are great. I still think I got about 30 minutes left on that video. Yeah, so I haven't quite finished it. So
dude, it's no secret that I'm not a big Schwinn fan, right?
Right.
But I'm a Schwinn fan. I'm closer to being a Schwinn fan now. And I'm definitely a Mike Poulson fan after watching that video, dude. A very cool dude. Very, like, you know, he didn't want to do, he didn't want to be left, he wanted to be left alone, man.
Go. I was going to get to this subject later, but I might as well talk about it now. The thing I liked about Poulson is somewhere in the interview, he decided he was going to go race some national, and they told him, well, we're going to put you in the novice class. He goes, no, I'm going to race the experts. He wanted to go after Eddie King and all these guys.
14X, I think he said.
Yeah, he was like, I want to race those guys. And I thought, dang. And he mentioned that he was a running back, I guess, in high school, and he said that was great training. And then Mike Miranda said something about, no, you were a really strong rider. So apparently he was just a strong dude. And yeah,
Miranda has a couple really good he has some really good one-liners in that episode, man. He made me laugh. I was listening on the way back from Vegas and I was cracking up, dude. Pretty funny stuff, man. It was a good episode.
It's a good episode. I don't know how well it's done on the view count, but I did, like I said, I'm going to go back and finish it. But his, I think with Dirty Knobs and all these guys, all the podcasts that are available, they kind of set the bar as far as who you're going to go after, you know, who we're going to try to compete against. And these guys are like, man, especially that last video. It's only got 641 views, but give it time. It'll 641.
That's like 6 times more than we get. So
yeah, it'll definitely climb as time goes on. Even mine do. Mine start slow, and then they eventually start to grind out.
Yeah, and what I didn't realize, he had kind of a Brian Foster moment, right? Did you get that? Have you got to that part of the video yet?
No, I don't think so. If I did, I'd have to go back and listen because I was listening, but I was working at the same time, so I missed a lot.
He was the top amateur going into the grands, and all he had to do was get a 6th, and I'll leave it there. If you want to get the rest of the information, because we talked about a similar situation in the last Balls Out episode. So
was that like for the amateur title? Is that what you're talking about?
I believe it was an amateur title, and let's just say that it didn't go as some may have thought.
I would think that the only thing about Poulson that I feel like, I don't want to say I was cheated, but we were all cheated because he didn't go far in his pro career. It's like I think injury, something kept him from continuing to go.
Did you hear him say, he goes, if you want to call it injury, go ahead. Did you hear him say that?
I heard that, yeah. So
I don't know what that meant. I don't think he ever talked about it in the interview.
He didn't expand on that. So I don't know if it was some sort of injury or whatever, but he said if you want to call it an injury. But we didn't get a chance to see him kind of go that next level because he's right there with like somebody like Gary Ellis, for example. They're about the same age. Look what Gary did, you know. And so there's a couple guys that I kind of wonder what happened to them. Like Rich Farside, I didn't see him kind of flourish as a pro. And then what was the other Diamondback? Doug Davis. And then, of course, Mike Poulson. There's like a bunch of them. Because if you look at the original Terrible 10, which is arguably the baddest, right? You got Darrell Young in there, Richie Anderson, all the biggest guys, Gary Ellis.
Yeah, Poulson.
Yeah, Poulson was in there. So, but when you look at their pro careers, well, I guess they were all successful pros to a certain extent. But some of them kind of faded. They like just kind of disappeared. You ever wonder what happened? You know, maybe they lost interest or they just moved on to other things in their life, so it wasn't that important anymore. I don't know.
I don't know, but good stuff. There was what was I going to bring up, dude? It was funny. When Miranda was telling stories about Woodward and how they were instructors at Woodward, that was classic stories, dude.
It's like the way I heard some of that, and he said something about they didn't know what they were doing. They were just like kind of going with it.
Make it up as they go along.
Yeah, like just winging it, you know. So that
I highly suggest if the odds are small that if someone's watching this video that they don't know about the Dirt House podcast, but I greatly, if you have never watched their stuff, I couldn't highly recommend. If you like our stuff, go check out their Dirt House podcast. It's great. They're the Lewis and Clark of who we follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So anyways, I wanted to follow up on our eBay fiasco in the last episode.
Sure.
Okay. And I sent you some Offerup links.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
So I wanted to see what you thought about some of these bikes that I sent you. Now, the first one, if I was in the market still, and I'm not, but the first one is a black double suspension Rando. I've never heard of a Rando bike, but I'm going to be putting pictures in so people know what we're talking about when I edit the video.
Yeah, because you're going to have to, because I don't have Offerup on my phone, so I'm installing it right now.
Look at the link that I sent you.
It's all Offerup. I could see the thumbnail for the bicycle, but all I could see is the knobby tire.
Just press a picture, dude. It won't go?
I'll try it again.
Oh, never mind. Okay. So anyways, it's on sale on Offerup for $300 as it is, and it's incomplete, but it's interesting. I'm if I was in the market, I may reach out and try to make an offer on that bike, but I think it's in Northern California somewhere. I don't remember the city that's in. And then the same guy is selling the second bike that I sent you. I think it's a Huffy or Free Spirit. It's
a vintage BMX bike for sale at Oak Glen, California.
Have you heard of Oak Glen?
Yeah, Oak Glen. And
is that by you?
No, I don't think so. I think that's more towards you, I believe.
Okay, so now he went from 300 on the other one, which was incomplete, to 800 on this one. Now, yeah. This one seems a little expensive to me for 800.
Is there a huge market for 70 styles bikes? Because they're more and more, they're rare. Is that the deal?
I love them. I would buy this bike, but I just don't want to pay. I love the rarity of them, and they're not a lot of them around, and they're the novelty. But this one is a Free Spirit. It looks like.
Okay.
Fenders, tank. Sears Free Spirit.
So these bikes, Kevin, are like. Okay, I got it. I installed the app. So this bike was $1,000 and now it's down to $800.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. I'm going to be putting pictures on the thing.
Okay, I'm just letting you know I'm on the same page here. I honestly, dude, I had a bike similar to this when I was a kid. And you hated it. Yeah, and it was a tank, man.
I would have hated it too, dude. I wouldn't have rode that bike back in the day.
Yeah, and it had a killer look to it, man. I think I told you it was called a Black Widow, and it had like the shock was in the middle of the frame, and it had shocks on the front, and so when you could bounce on the seat because it had so much suspension, right, dude? As a 10-year-old kid, well, shoot, no, I was younger now. As an 8-year-old kid trying to ride a bike that was probably 35 pounds, it was hard, man. It was
way before you raced. Way before.
Oh, way before. Yeah, I was like in the 3rd grade. I wanted that bike really bad because I seen another kid riding it in my neighborhood, and I went home. Mom, Dad, I want a Black Widow. I want a Black Widow. And they sold them at like Craig and Auto Supply or something like that, like a auto parts store. And lo and behold, man, Christmas morning, it was sitting on my dad's easy chair with a big bow on it.
So yeah. Obviously you wouldn't pay $800 for that bike either then, that Free Spirit.
No, because if I'm not that's not my genre of collecting. I'm more of an 80s fan than 70s. But not to say that it's not cool, because when you and I went to that bike show at Dirty Fest and we were looking at all the bikes that were available, that were on display, I was really impressed by some of the vintage stuff that's from the 70s in there. I thought it was cool. I know that's your wheelhouse, though. So what do you, man?
I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I love them. I love the whole look and the whole nostalgia thing.
It's definitely a Free Spirit. So Free Spirit was a brand that was only available at Sears. I remember that.
I didn't know that either, but now I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so these types of bikes were definitely kind of like the average kid can get it. And I bet you anything, Kev, this bike brand new is probably $99 to $100
Yeah.
at the most. But yeah, I know exactly. I remember that term, free
I think
spirit.
my whole point was it's an interesting bike, but I think it's a little overpriced.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's worth what everybody's willing to pay. The bike's completely original. Everything's there.
Now, are you able to get on the first one, the Rando? Try that one.
I'll go right now. Now I can get into it. So let me go to it. Okay, so for this one, it's $300. It's got the rear wheel, the rear shocks, the seat's missing, the stem's missing, the bars are missing, no pedals, and the front wheel's missing. It's a good base for building, I think. There's enough there. But dude, to find the parts that go with that bike, good luck. And I don't think I'd buy it.
I might give 200 for it if I was in the market.
So what steps would you have to take to bring this bike back to life?
I wouldn't bring it back. I'd take it apart and sell it. I'd sell the frame and fork separately.
Is that doable with this kind of bike?
Yeah. I'd sell the shocks. I'd piece the whole thing out and piece it out.
Oh, wow. You're going to piss off a lot of people.
I pieced out a Daryl Young. They wanted to hang me by my balls on the BMXer museum.
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, you're that kind of guy. You know?
I was. I'm reformed.
Now, think about it, though. It's not horrible because if somebody said, I need the forks for this Rampart here, there they are. You have them. So, okay.
Yeah.
I can see what you're talking about.
It could be something as stupid as the guy needs a back wheel, and I got the back wheel, and he doesn't want the whole bike, and boom, there it is for him.
How do you feel about the rust on it? Does rust on a bike deter you at all, or is it?
That gets me excited, dude.
You like that? So that doesn't deter you? You're like, okay.
Yeah. If I'm going to resell it, rust might be a problem, but if I'm keeping it, I love the rust. Now, go to the third one I sent you.
Okay.
Another suspension bike.
This one's in Temecula.
Yes.
Okay, so it's only $150. Oh yeah, I'd buy that.
I would scoop that thing up in a minute.
Absolutely. It's let's see, does it tell you a description?
I don't even know what it is. It could be it looks like a motorbike.
And it was definitely painted at one point.
Yeah, it was rattle canned.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it has clean welds on it, so it's probably kind of a Sears sort of bike in a sense.
But look at the box bars and the stem. I could probably get $100 for them by themselves.
I remember those. It doesn't have suspension forks in the front, so I'm wondering if that was the way it came.
Yeah, that's probably. Oh no! Well, look at the forks. They're like Schwinn Varsity 10-speed forks almost.
That's what I was going to say. So yeah. I don't know if those are, but they're 20. It appears to be 20-inch.
Yeah.
So it could go with it.
I like this bike, dude. I would totally jump on this bike if I was in the market.
Especially for only $150, you can't really go wrong.
And this is on Offerup in Temecula, California. If you want to search Offerup on it, as of the 10th of November, it's still available.
Okay, that's a good buy. I think that would be.
The last one that I sent you is this one. I've always wondered about this red line. Now, do you know anything about this red line? Because this was your heyday, right?
I was definitely racing in the 90s. In 1990, Redline XLR8R.
Yes.
So it's a monocoque sort of frame, if you can see from the top. Yeah, and then it's got it looks like suspension forks, but do you know what's the brand on that, Kev? Can you see it?
I have no idea. I thought they look kind of like Hannah-Brink.
Oh, it's called the Flight Fork. So it's a Redline product.
Okay.
And it's a huge fork that attaches directly to the top tube and the bottom tube.
Yeah.
It's definitely overkill. But it's very typical of the 90s as they were trying to reinvent things in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the monocoque stuff.
I like the look of the bike. I don't know. This guy posted it for, initially it was $2,100 and it has no wheels, no cranks.
Yeah, and this is Lake Forest, California. Now, The one thing about this bike, though, Kev, it's an easy finish because it's almost there. It only needs rims, tires, and the bottom bracket, cranks, pedals. Not the end of the world. You could finish this bike.
I was always, well, not always, but the last couple of years, I've been kind of mystified about this bike and why it's worth so much. The guy was asking $2,100 for it, and it's down to $1,200.
Is that typical for that bike to be that expensive?
I have no idea. I really don't know nothing about it. It has to be late. Well, when did the 990 mounts come out? The 990 mounts came out in what, 92?
That's early 90s for sure. But this is a 1999, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. It says it on the description on the bottom, 99 Redline XLR 8R.
Okay.
Yeah, old school, mid school, hard to find Redline. And no, I will not separate. So I guess he won't part it out. He's thinking it's ready to add to your collection of Redlines, GTs, PK Rippers, Torquers, blah, blah, blah. This is an amazing condition for its age. I'm a little bit hesitant about this guy because of the way he's describing. He's throwing a bunch of random bikes in the title.
Yeah, I don't like that either, dude.
Yeah, because Cook Brothers has nothing to do with 90s bikes. Torquer has nothing really. Well, they were around in the 90s, but not 1999. And
you know what? You do that, right?
Yeah, and he put freestyle. It's not a freestyle bike at all.
Do you know why? Do you know why they do that in the description?
To grab anybody who's looking in those categories.
Yes. So if you search for Cook Brothers BMX bike on Offerup, it'll pull that up.
Okay, I see the strategy.
So the more brands you have on the description, the bigger chance you have to hook a potential buyer.
Okay, that makes sense then. At first, I looked at it and go, "Ooh, is that a scam?" Because that doesn't make sense to put that in there.
You don't know what he's talking about or whatever, yeah. But
maybe he got hold of it and doesn't know the value.
What?
Maybe he got hold of this and doesn't really know the value. He's just fishing.
Well, it's sold. See, this is the one that I don't like either, where it's sold by a business.
Oh, is it?
Or because it's sold by rare items or sold here. So I would assume that this person either knows what they have or they're trying to go over market. Odds are that's not a deal.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to play around with this site, Kev, because I've never seen this site before, but there's other bikes that are already popping up just because I clicked on the description. Here, for example, there's a vintage rare Redline 600C frame and fork. He describes it as 1980s, so he doesn't really know what he has. From the looks of it, I'm going to guess this is probably 85. It's pretty rusted out. He wants $540. And it's a 600C. I don't know if you could see that, and I hate to do this to you because I know it's hard to see it.
Okay, just email me pictures. I'll put them on the pod.
Oh, you know what? I'll just text it to you.
No, it's easier if you email it to me, dude.
No, I mean, so you can look at it right now, genius.
Oh, okay, all right.
But, yeah, I don't know if that's really worth $600. But again, I don't know. I don't do the vintage thing, man. So I don't know. I have an idea of what things are worth. Don't get me wrong. But like, I wouldn't spend $600 for a rusted out Redline from the 80s. But somebody might, you know.
In the 600Cs, like that's like one of the entry levels, right? It's not really even a good Redline, right?
Yeah, it's not a Carrera or anything like that. It's a 600C. But you know, so it's kind of like I would say a 600C is kind of equivalent to a Silver Streak or, you know, a Super Goose, somewhere in that realm. You know what I mean? Where it's a good bike, but it's not like, oh man, I got a 600C. I mean, it wasn't high on my list of bikes that I had to have, if that makes sense. Yeah, see, check your phone really quick. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's not worth $500. He wanted $750 at first.
Right.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you know he's fishing, man. He wants
I mean, the forks. If those are red light forks, it might be worth something.
Yeah, but I don't think 600. With me, dude, I wouldn't pay more than 150, maybe 200 at the most.
Well, I would buy it and I would have it. I will see on that frame. I might have it powder coated.
Oh yeah, because it's chrome in the back, which leads me to believe the whole frame is probably chrome underneath the paint.
I think it's originally a two-tone frame.
Okay.
It's Auburn-esque.
Yeah, so having the bike all chromed out would, in my opinion, would probably bring you more value. But I don't know. Getting a bike chromed? Isn't that a massive process?
Not chrome, powder coated.
Powder coated, yeah. But could you get a bike replated in chrome? You could if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, I heard it's really hard in California.
Okay, so your powder coat where to go? Okay, yeah, because you can powder coat it virtually any color you want. You can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you go for your decals? Do you have a specific place that you like to go for?
eBay. They sell almost any decal that you want.
For any frame set, you can find it on eBay.
I tried to convince my son's an artist, and I tried to convince him, dude, just replicate all these old BMX logos on the stickers, dude. You'll make a fortune. When I used to buy I had probably, I don't know, 10 early Motomag Mongooses over the years. And every time I went out to get Repop Pit stickers, they were like, I want to say they were like $50 for a sticker pack for the BMX logo and for the BMX thing on the head tube and stuff like that. And Motomag thing, yeah. I think it was like $50. But
just to do the whole. It has everything you need to put it back to original, though, right?
Yes, every sticker, even the thing on the sticker that goes on the top, the white one that says has a triangle where it says it's Chrome Molly. You ever see that? It even has that one on there. Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's awesome.
I think this is a pretty good alternative to the eBay thing. If we talk about the about Offerup and about bikes that are for sale and stuff like that, silver bike, I'd love that silver bike. In Temecula, I would buy that in a heartbeat if I was in the market. But I'm sworn I'm in rehab for bicycle purchases. I can't once I buy one more, then I'm gonna fall off the wagon. But I can't do it. But
I think you should focus on finishing some of the bikes that are just sitting on your floor there in your office, man. I think the quad angle would be where I would start. Yeah, definitely, because that's the frame is white, the forks are white, it's perfect. So it's just like a great base to start. You can go any color combination you want. You can make it look pretty sick.
My son, I remember the name I came up with a name for the quad angle. It's called Bootleg BMX bikes. And he made a logo for me with a boot with like a Western bootleg, and it was a really trick logo. And I was going to have him make stickers for my fake quad angle, and maybe I'll see if he can make me fake stickers. Can
you hold that bike up for a second just so you can show everybody what it looks like? Because I'm wondering if anybody would, at first glance, would know it's a knockoff, because I didn't even know the knockoff frames existed.
No, that they wouldn't know.
I mean, look at that, dude. Come on. That's beautiful, dude.
Now, the problem is...
Yeah.
all the weep holes.
Oh, yeah, that's the giveaway, right?
Yeah, there's there. So... I did a video. Oh, I have fake landing gear forks.
Oh wow! What do the welds look like, Kev? They're clean, aren't they?
On the forks, they're fine. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
But on the inside, I don't know. I think original landing gears had welds on the inside.
Okay.
These don't have welds on the inside.
Okay.
But it has a fully painted steer tube, which I don't think landing gears had.
No, it probably would have just been like raw.
or half. They paint half the steer tube and leave the other half raw. But
So-
I did a video many years ago about buying these things, and it's
Yeah.
by far the most viewed video that I have on my channel. Like it's like 8,000 views or something like that.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for that frame and fork?
$350 for the frame and fork, and then $350 for the phase one. Hold on.
I'm wondering what an actual quad angle frame and fork would go in that era.
I don't know, $2,000.
Jesus, criminy. That's a big difference.
Well, here's my fake quad angle, or my fake phase one, which is, I think I like it better than the quad angle, actually.
Yeah. I don't like the finish on that one. I don't like the paint on that one as much. It looks dull to me.
And then I just found out, I don't know if this happened in shipping or if I did it, but the dropout smashed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, for me, I'd have to bend the dropout out again. Now, I don't know if I did it or if I got it like that. But,
Yeah, it's almost pinched shut. That would be something I'd just hang on my wall. I don't think yeah.
He sent me, I got these from Mr. BMX in Thailand, and
Okay.
that guy is more divisive than, oh boy, people hate that guy.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah. I got fake Haro forks.
Damn, he makes everything, huh?
But I wanted fake CW forks, but he sent me fake Haro forks for some reason.
Oh,
But,
for God's sake.
I tell the whole story. If you ever want, go on to my YouTube video for fake Thailand BMX parts. And ironically, this video is one that got me, that people noticed, because when I went to a bicycle swap meet in like La Puente or whatever a couple months ago.
Okay.
And I walked up to the first guy. The guy's like, "I know who you are." I go, "What?" No. Okay, I've been recognized 2 or 3 times, but this is the first time.
Yeah.
He goes, "I know who you are." I go, "How do you know who I am?" He goes, "You made the video for fake quad angle fake quad angle." I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I know who you are, man. I've watched your stuff before." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, thanks, man."
Nice, dude.
And then the guy that bought all my stuff, remember I told you a couple of weeks ago I sold everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking. I told the guy, "Yeah, I always try to get a new subscriber."
Yeah.
So I said, "Yeah, dude, I have a BMX podcast, whatever." He looked at me, he goes, "I know who you are, dude. You bought the fake quad angle." I go, "Yeah, man, that was me."
Dang.
And so it was twice that people have noticed me from that video. But anyways, I bought. How we got off on this, I have no idea. But that's my fake quad angle, my fake phase one. So
that's a bike, fake or not, I would build that bike. And I would never sell it just because I know it's not authentic, but I would build it just to ride it around. I definitely would. And
so I got $700 sitting on my floor that I can't do nothing with.
Oh, you can't sell that, dude, because
no. I in that video I said there's no way that I could put this thing on the market because it would be bad. It'd be bad.
Oh man, your reputation would be slaughtered. We would lose all our subscribers. It would be a wrap, dude. Yeah, so let's not do that, man.
That video, it's pretty funny. It's a pretty good video.
I gotta go back. I don't even think I've seen it. Like your early stuff, I was thinking about it the other day because a friend of mine asked me, "How did you meet Kevin?" And I go, "I was just random, man. He ran across my videos." And they said, "Did you know who he was before?" I go, "No, I didn't know who he was. And then when you reached out to me, I'm like, "Oh, wow, he's got his own show." And then I started watching, so it's kind of cool. It's weird how that all networked together, You
don't realize you were I was like a lion and you were like a gazelle walking gingerly through the forest. And I'm like a lion and we're stalking.
I do have one thing I never told you, and I always forget to tell you. It's kind of funny. I was talking to my daughter, and I was scrolling through Facebook because you and I belonged to a lot of Facebook groups before we knew each other. And I go, somebody's taking my photos from my YouTube channel.
Was it me?
And yeah, it was you. And my daughter goes, "How do you know?" I go, "Because I always write the name of the rider underneath." So somebody screenshot these and shared them. And I think it was you, dude.
No.
It was.
I don't think so, man. I would have cut out all watermarks and all.
Oh, it wasn't you? Maybe it was somebody else, but somebody was doing it. I go, that's how I do it, because I use the same font that looks like slanted like handwriting.
Yeah.
And I always put the name of the rider in the intro. Like it'll say Greg Hill, Harry Larry, and I always put the name underneath. I don't have to do that. I just think it makes it look a little more clean. And I saw him on Facebook. I go, that's my stuff, dude. Somebody put my stuff.
I would tell you if it was. I wish it was me, but I don't think it was, man. No, but the reason why I said you were like a gazelle and I was like a lion in the jungle. Because the first time when I talked to Miranda, my second interview ever was with Mike Miranda.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, you're so lucky that you have friends to talk to about BMX. And I wanted to talk to somebody so bad, and I wanted to tell stories and share. And I did it for like maybe a year by myself, dude. And even though I did it, I wasn't happy with it. And so that's why I told you the second time you came on, I was so stoked. I'm like, you know what, this is what it's supposed to be. Now, and let me share one thing, because I recently went back and tried to re-edit your first episode.
That episode.
It's horrible, man.
Yeah, I was like, it's not that good.
Dude, so the whole, just for you out there, I edited the video, and Danny, I say, dude, Danny, I text him, dude, this thing's terrible. And Danny's like, don't do it. And I'm like, he's like, you sure you want to do this, man? I'm all, yeah, it'll be funny. He goes, all right, man, if you want to do it. So I keep trying to edit it, and I released it for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I go, no, man, I can't do this. I had to pull it off.
I told you, man. I don't think it's bad. I mean, I watched some of it, and I go, I guess it's not that bad. But
I was talking nonsense, dude. It was just like I wasn't happy with what I was talking about. And but the original video is still on YouTube if you don't want to know what we're talking about.
Oh, so the interview questions probably weren't structured very much. It was just I
think I was talking shit about what was I talking? I was talking on my ass about something I didn't know much about.
Yeah.
And, anyway, so if you want to look at that, you can. It's kind of cringeworthy, but next time I'll listen to Danny. Danny's like, dude, I don't think it's a good idea. You sure you want to do that?
I don't do a lot of. I never thought I would do a lot of collaborations with really anybody, because I got started and I wasn't. I was getting feedback, but no one ever said, "Hey, I want you to come on the show," or nothing. I just figured I'm going to be a lone wolf. I still do my own thing, obviously.
I still think we're lone wolves, dude.
Yeah. I still enjoy doing videos. I was telling Kevin before we got started, I needed to do a video because I had only dropped shorts for 11 days. And I go, man, I have to do my own video. I've been so focused on this. And so I go, okay, I'm going to shoot. So last night, man, I was filming and I got everything done. And I got so sleepy because it was 11:30 last night. And I go, I can't go anymore. I just shut it off. I'm like, I'll just do it tomorrow. And I went to sleep and I did all the editing throughout the day.
I got to tell you, I like I said before, dude, that's a good. I've been telling Danny for, I don't know, a couple months now, dude, you need to review our videos. So then he finally reviewed one of our videos, and then you reviewed the BF video. That's where I stopped watching when we started recording. But good, that's good stuff, dude. You need to review our videos, but that I like that a lot, man.
Yeah, it was just a couple minutes at the most, but it was enough to say, okay, if you want to hear more about the rad stuff, you got to go to that channel. So I directed it right back to yours, because I mentioned we talked about the 20 things about rad you didn't know, and I said, okay, I'm not going to go over all those because I already did, and it's already ready to go. I was going to ask you though. I noticed on Saturday you only dropped a what do you call it? A trailer of our last show. Did you ever drop the full video yet, or do you know?
I dropped it before we got on.
Oh, you dropped it tonight?
Yeah, yeah. Balls out.
Okay, yeah, that's a great episode.
I would have sucked with balls out, dude. In the name of when I named the video, I was like, do I need to do like B ampersand hockey stick S, or do I just go balls? I just said, screw it, I'll put balls.
Yeah, there's worse things you could have said. It's not bad. I was like, after you and I did the video, because I had looked up facts about Rad, and now all these little shorts are popping up on my phone. More stuff about Rad keeps coming up. There was a scene, a matter of fact, I'll share with you now. It was the qualifying rounds, and Eddie Fiola's got the hockey mask on. He's dressed like Crew Jones. He's coming down, and he crashes, and another rider smacks into him, and his head hits like the number plate of the bike and throws him to the side. He got a concussion from that, and I didn't know that. And he jumped up and finished the race, because if you watch the race, that impact is 100% real, because he crashes, and the rider behind him, which I can't remember who it was, literally collides with Eddie. And Eddie's not the biggest guy in the world, so any big hit like that's could damage. Anyway, for me too.
And he was wearing the hockey helmet.
Yeah, which is not designed for that.
That's
right?
why you don't wear a hockey helmet, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. So he got a concussion from that. But in the movie, you see him jump up, run with the bike, hop on, and keep going like it was nothing. But remember, Eddie's a actual professional stuntman.
Yeah.
So getting hurt and continuing is normal for him.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, wow. I was like, damn, I should have told Kevin this story. But it was like a couple days after we did it.
Yeah. Speaking of stuntman, did you ever watch The Fall Guy? Great show.
Oh, yeah, with
Lee Majors.
what was the guy who played the $6 Million Man, Lee Majors?
And Heather Thomas, dude. Oh,
yeah.
my God, dude.
That show's 40 years old, right?
Yeah, a good show. I always wanted a big raised Chevy truck. I think it was a Chevy.
Big brown Chevy Silverado, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
Well, hey, dude, have you had any contact with anybody lately? Have you got any interesting email or interesting voicemails?
I got voicemails, messages, emails, and I got a great one from Mr. Terry Tennett.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can listen to one.
Okay. Well, one can be shared.
Yeah, one can be shared because the other ones were just personal conversations, and I don't want to put that out there. But he has Terry just finished up his season. So what Terry's doing is he's sticking to racing a very small, like the summer. He'll hit like 9 or 10 events, and he focuses on the state races, and he won the state championship. And so he's like, I'm going to stick to this format. And now currently he said he put his bike up on a shelf for a little while. He hadn't ridden since September. And so he took it out today, and this is what Terry had to say. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Gonna ride Calabasas Bicycle Park today this afternoon. So gonna get my feet wet again, jump back into the game.
Nice.
I haven't been on the BMX bike since September 15th after winning the state championships. When you're our age, you got to take a break. So I went to 9 local tournaments this year. No nationals, no gold cups. Just keep it big fish in the small pond. Think that's my future. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, if I can post something today, I'll shoot it to you. Cheers. Calabasas Park, San Jose.
There you go, man. So he went training today. Yeah.
Calabasas is in San Jose.
Yeah. There's a Calabasas bike shop out there and everything. It's in the city.
Oh, I thought you meant Calabasas, California, the city.
Yeah. No, he's talking about the riding area and all that. But he trains hard, man, and that dude will be out there with the shovel.
Is he still ripped like?
Oh, dude, 0 body fat. Yeah, it's nuts. The guy's, I'm 55. I think he's 56 or 57. And when I interviewed him, dude, shirt off. And I'm like, how are you so ripped, dude? Dang. And I asked him in the interview, and he was like, man, I live in the gym. He's like, I don't work out on my bike that much. And I was like, dang, it's crazy, man. Yeah, he's still in the same shape.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Terry Ted. Oh, that was one of the things I didn't want to share. That was in an original video.
Yeah.
where I said I reached out to Terry Tonetti, and he never called me back or never texted me back. I was like, maybe I don't want to share this again.
Yeah, he's Terry's keep it to himself kind of guy. Like I think I told you.
Yeah.
So, like I said, whatever he's willing to share with me, I always use it. He sends me.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe one day I'll have someone leaving me voicemails.
If you ever go to his channel, he's got good race shots in there. He gives away a lot of training advice and things like that. And I dig him. He's a cool dude.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What else we got going on, dude? You got a mag we could go over real quick or something, or what do you got?
I got a couple topics really quick.
Okay.
You go over. Okay, so it is November, and November means it is Grands time. So I'm excited for the Grands for a couple reasons, because obviously Kevin and I talked. We're going to do our trivia championship this month. So we're going to go with we said Marty, Shane, Colin, and John Salami, right?
Let's say their first and last name so people know who it is.
You're going to have to do it because I'm bad with last names. So Marty Bosser. Okay. And then Shane Wimberly, right?
Yeah. John Salami.
And then what was Colin Styles? Colin Styles. Man, see, I'm so bad with names, dude. I apologize.
So those four people, if we haven't reached out to you yet, we will if you want to come on. And if one person bows out, then it's just better for everybody. And I will be participating in the festivities. Now, yeah. I talked to Danny about this. I go, Danny, one of my regrets was I didn't ask Danny, how do you think I would, because we rated who we thought would win, right?
Yeah.
And I rated Salami, Styles,
Shane. You said Shane
and then Marty. And you did the same thing, but you had Colin Styles at number 1 and Salami at 2. Mm-hmm. And I should have asked. I wanted to say, dude, where would you rank me in that mix? And I neglected to ask that question. So I forgot. What did you never gave me an answer, dude. I asked you. You deflected.
I said you have the potential to win because you've played everybody, and you have the most practice, obviously. Okay. But full disclosure, I do not cover questions with Kevin ever. I don't tell him what I'm going to do. Nothing. Now, Kevin did tell me some of the questions you've asked in different ways more than once, and I said,
other people, like I've heard a question asked to another contestant that that's how I knew what it was. But
yeah, because sometimes I run across the same stuff. Because literally, I just hunt through the magazines and look for things that would stand out. Like, see, for example, if I saw a photo like this, and I'd go, oh, okay. Tell me what team Danny Nelson raced for when he was like 10. It's Robinson right there, right? So I look for things like that, and that's how I've come up with the questions. And sometimes, I'm looking at the same era of magazines, so I am going to run into repeat questions and things like that. But Kevin, with your practice, I'd put you finishing first or second, depending if somebody just got hot, because probably the biggest battle I've ever seen you have was with John Salami. You guys were just going crazy.
And what did I tell you after when I asked you? I told you, I said I would say trivia or pop culture every time. I would take every pop culture question until they were exhausted, and then I would go to BMX because I'm 95% sure that I could run the pop culture category by myself.
It's almost like I asked Kevin, I go, should we just do nothing but BMX? But we were like, nah, we got to have a certain degree of pop culture in there because it makes it funny,
if it was strictly BMX, I would put myself probably 3rd or 4th out of 4.
Okay.
Add pop culture in, I'm going for the title, dude. I think I could go 1 or 2.
I joked with Kevin. I said, if Kevin wins, nobody gets anything. That would be so funny, man. Yeah, but then we definitely get accused of setting it up. I'm like,
And so people don't know that the winner gets $200, right?
$200. Yeah, I think we were going to throw in $100 each.
Yeah.
On that, yeah. So there was if any of these guys do bow down, we could always take runner-ups. So we could move Jason Chang in there. He did pretty good. He was pretty good at.
Yeah. I think Jason's the alternate.
Yeah, he did really good actually. And then, but I think Colin is going to be hard to beat. Man, that guy just knows everything. But so does John. And Shane's no slouch either. He's pretty good on his BMX history. You know what I mean? And then Mark,
they all have Achilles heel with the pop culture, dude.
Right. And Marty knows everything about every bike ever made. So, he's really hard to beat too. And a matter of fact, I hate to even rank him as fourth because I think if it's just all BMX, he'd be really up there. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to wait and see. So other than that, with the ABA Grands going down, we have our USA BMX Grands. The three young men that are going for the title are Cameron Wood. He's on a Factory Mongoose, and then Isaac Kennedy. He's racing for Chase, and then Josh Jolly. He's from Australia. I don't know what team he's on, but those are the three guys that are up for the title. And Kevin and I'm really thinking I might have to subscribe to Flow because I want to watch it Friday. I want to watch the Pro Spectacular on Friday, man. I do every year. I think it's $14 for the month. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's a BMX mom, and she said, just subscribe to it and cancel after you watch the Grands. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the fence on that because I could always watch it, I guess, the next day or something.
Okay,
but
can I ask you a silly question?
Yeah.
It's not just it's for all year long. You can watch all nationals.
Oh yeah. For anything that they stream, you're going to watch all of them. Now if it's not a Pro Spectacular race, you can just watch it on YouTube streaming. But if the pros are racing, you have to watch it on that platform.
Okay, all right.
Is what it is, yeah. So I don't know, maybe I'll get it. But I'm excited to see who's going to win the title. I'm kind of pulling for Cameron Wood. He's won it last year, and he was the first American to win it since. Let's see. Joris Dade won a bunch of them. He's from France. And then let's see, the other Chase rider. It's escaping me right now. Our gold medalist. Oh my gosh, dude! I'm gonna sock myself here for not remembering. But he was the last guy to win it on for the Americans. So a lot of foreign riders win the title. So you're kind of pulling for like an American. It would be cool if Isaac or Josh Jolly win it, but they're both Australian guys. So I'd rather see Cameron Wood pull it out, for the USA.
Is he riding the same mongoose that Salami's riding, or is it an updated trigger?
I'm assuming he has a carbon fiber version of what John's riding, because John's probably on an aluminum frame. Okay. I'm assuming, yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to be pulling for Cameron. He's in the lead right now in the point standings. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I didn't. So he has a really good shot. But man, like you saw what happened with Brian Foster, man, anything could happen at the Grands, and I did review that race. And Kevin, when I was reviewing the race for my video that dropped today, I was like, I know I watched this race before. I know for a fact I reviewed this, but I didn't know what was going on with Brian, or I wasn't paying attention enough. Because a lot of times I just queue up the race and watch it. I don't really listen to the interviews or the stuff that's in between. And I think that's what I kind of like about my channel is when you go to watch a race, it's just going to happen. I'm lining them up for you. So you just hit play and just relax, is what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, I thought that's cool. If you get a chance to watch the Grands, I definitely would recommend you watch. If you're going to watch any of it, you want to watch Friday Night Pro Spectacular.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mike Poulson was on the Dirty Knobs podcast. And as you already said, that was a great interview. I thought it was awesome. So we don't really need to get into that. Miranda was on Mossy's channel promoting Dirty Fest. Did you know that?
I saw that, man.
Yeah. Is that old or is that relatively new?
I think it's new.
I think so too, because I never ran across it till today. And I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I saw he was talking about Dirty Fest.
Well, the title is what is a Dirty Fest?
Yeah, that's it. And he said Dirty Fest 4. So that's the newest one coming up, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I watched it briefly.
Okay.
Mike, was he actually interviewing Mike, or was yes? Because he had a camera. I thought about doing this, by the way. Mossy beat me to it, But
Yeah.
he had a camera to his back that was on his screen when he was interviewing Mike, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like you were watching a monitor.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it showed Mossy sitting at the thing, looking at him, interviewing him.
Yeah, it was kind of a unique way of filming, actually.
And
I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, and just for the record, I came up with that idea, but a long time ago. Danny said, no.
Yeah, Kevin. You know I invented the internet. I'm just kidding.
No, but
All right.
shout out to Mossy. That was that's good. Shout out to Mike for being on there.
For a young guy, Mossy's pretty good. I mean, he puts a lot of effort into his production.
Yeah.
So, like when I watch his stuff, I go, "Wow, this is really professional compared to what I do." So I think
he tries.
He does. He puts a lot of effort into it. Now, his knowledge of the sport, it's not as deep, I would say, as mine or yours, but
Sure.
he does a great job, man. He doesn't need the experience or the knowledge. He's got to be in his 20s or 30s, right? He's a young guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's a mountain biker, actually.
Yeah, he does a good job, though, man. His show's awesome. I love it. When I always watch it when it comes on. Okay, so last thing here. Well, not last thing. Next thing I was going to talk about is I noticed while I was watching this race in 1995, it had Brian Lopes and Mike King in the main racing with Brian, and they kept calling them from the mountain bike world, and I thought that was kind of strange,
Really?
Yeah, and I go, well, I know they crossed over to the mountain bikes thing, and what I was going to bring up, man, and I was going to get your opinion on this, is Mike or Brian were credited for bringing clips into BMX. And there was one video I watched specifically. It was a Grands race, and Mike was racing for GT, clipped in, and they interviewed him about it. And I sit and I wonder if Mike or Brian didn't bring clips from the mountain bike world, would it have taken off? Would clips be a thing? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know, dude. That certainly didn't. That certainly helped bring clips in, if it's good or bad. Someone would have done it eventually.
I kind of feel the same way. Would our sport have evolved enough where somebody would have realized that I need to clip in to do well?
Yeah.
And if USA BMX, or for that matter ABA or NBL USA, what was the other one? I forgot the other one. But anyway, if they would have said no, we're not going that direction and banned clips, would that have affected the growth of the sport? I don't know. What do you think?
You cut out when you asked that question. Say it
all right,
again.
I'll start all over. So, if let's say Mike and Brian didn't brought the clips to the sport, right? Like it happened, right?
I got that part.
Okay, so if the ABA or the NBL said nope, no clips, would that have affected the way the sport has grown?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Okay, so if no clips were involved, what do you think would have happened? Would we have seen Supercross, the Olympics? Would it have like a butterfly effect, like I said earlier?
Yes, I don't know. I just think that people would be slower.
Yeah, I mean, we watched racing before, and it still seemed fast, right? It still seemed good. So if it was never introduced, I was thinking about that today, and I go, I'm going to ask Kevin about this. So if it
don't you think that even though clips have their problems, guys that are pros, clipped in pros versus flat pedal pros, the clipped ins are going probably 10% faster than the non-clipped, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's why everybody started migrating to clipping, because they're like, I'm going to clip in or I'm never going to win again.
Yeah,
That's
why I think that it would definitely affected the sport. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some pros that didn't clip in. So for example, I think Neil Wood, he'd refused to clip in. He was a factory rider for DK, I think. He just would not clip in. He goes, I'm not clipping in. And I remember I saw an interview with him saying, man, I'm not going to clip in just because everybody else is clipping in. You shouldn't feel like you have to clip in. And he was really anti-clipping in, and I think to myself, well, if it was banned out of the gate, would our sport still be as big as it is? Because remember we were talking to Rick, and he was like, man, there's like 900 motos at the Grands, right? And then you were saying people complain the sport's too small, people complain the sport's too big. And that's what I'm thinking. If we never clipped in, if we didn't evolve to that, would it have made a difference? That's just maybe we need to get everybody's opinion.
Yeah. Do you know what DK stands for?
No, do you?
Yeah.
What?
Dads and kids.
Is that what it stands for? How did you know that?
Mossy.
Really?
Yeah, Mossy did a DK video.
Nice, man. I didn't know that,
Hey,
man.
what team was Brian Lopes on when he was in this race?
I believe Mongoose.
That was after SC.
Yeah, way after. Yeah. Yeah. So I believe he was on. Matter of fact, him and Mike King were wearing these weird full face helmets. They looked kind of aerodynamic. They were kind of small looking, and they were mountain bike downhill helmets.
Oh.
And they were both racing in those. And I got them confused a few times because the race is kind of grainy looking, because obviously whoever uploaded that came off a VHS tape. So even when I'm copying a copy, so mine looks even worse. So I'm looking at it going, I can't even tell if that was Mike or Brian. I had to like really focus on what I was looking at, you know. That's why I try to narrate the hell out of it. You know.
Hey, dude, the speaking of SC, dude, the Poulson video, dude, could you imagine Poulson being on SC? Did you hear that part?
No, what was that about? Can you elaborate?
I think it was at the end. James asked him, said, "Did you have the chance to ride for any other teams?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Absolutely." He said that he was offered rides with SC,
Okay.
Redline, and there was another one. And he said that that Schwinn beat them all by far, so he stuck with Schwinn.
So his whole career was Schwinn, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. He said that he wanted that. He said that Schwinn was paying him $2,000 a month in the 80s or whatever. Yeah, 80s.
In the 80s.
They gave him a van. They gave him all kinds of stuff. And he was like, Redline, no one, SE, no one could even come close. So that's why he stuck with Schwinn.
I would have too. Shoot. And hey, that goes back to our debate, Kev.
What?
Okay, so there's a short that you posted, and I said, sorry, my back's getting stiff. And I said,
Factory Schwinn?
Would you rather race for Schwinn or would you rather race for Mongoose? And you did not hesitate. And
I said, no one give a shit about Schwinn.
Yeah, and dude, do you see how deep their pockets were for real though? I mean, look how they treated Mike. Now remember, Mike's kind of an elite rider. He's kind of rare, right? But at the same time, look how they treated him, man. You know? Yeah, I thought. And you had the greatest rebuttal though, dude, because you were like, you broke down the bike for bike, and you kept saying, "Would you rather have this? Rather have this?" And I was like, God damn, that was a great rebuttal.
You rebuttal. Hey, but dude, also in the video, I'm sorry, we were talking about we shouldn't be talking about other people's podcasts, but I think Mike said, asked him, how many more races do you think you would have won if you didn't have to ride Tough Wheels all those years? And he's like a lot. He goes, yeah, I would have won several races more if I didn't have to ride Tough Wheels.
Oh, he was on graphite for a while, right?
Yeah, because they said, I think it was that. I wonder how many more motos you and Richie could have won if you didn't have to run Tough Wheels. And he told a story about it ties into the other story. I'll let that sit. If you want to find out what happened, you gotta go to the Greenhouse Podcast.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because they had Sherry Elliott on a couple years back, and they asked I think Eric asked Sherry the same thing. You think you would have done better if you were on? Imagine how well you would have done if you were racing on rims. You know, Sherry said, I don't know, man. I felt fast on those things. I didn't feel like they were disadvantaged. And so she's an advocate of running the graphites.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So she's like, no, I kicked ass on them, and I don't see any reason why I couldn't have kicked ass with them.
How much more do you want me to beat these people by? I've already beat it by 3 bike lengths. You want me to beat it by 4?
Yeah. So maybe she's the exception, you know? I remember seeing Sherry in magazines, man. I used to have a crush on her as a kid. I'm like, oh, man, Sherry Elliott. Yeah, everybody did, though, I think. All right, so let's see. I talked about the mountain biking thing. Good topics with the clips. I'm really interested to see what other people would say about that. If I was to interview other professional riders, and say if clips were never invented or never allowed into the sport, would have made a difference? I think that's a good topic because everybody always says clips versus flats. We all know clips are faster. You know, there are people like myself that just prefer to be on flats, obviously. But at the same time, I just wonder, what if they just never brought it in? You know, what would have happened?
Around when Shane was AA or no?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
That was out. Yeah, they came in probably around 95, 96. Yeah. I was going to ask you a question, Kev, because now that I haven't been racing for a while, and we were joking around about, hey, let's just get all the podcasters and YouTubers to race. And I'm like all for it. I want to race again, but man, there is a certain level of anxiety that you start to carry when you haven't raced for a little while. So now I've pushed 2 years I haven't raced. So I'm like, I don't know, man, can I do it? Did you have that when you went back to Dirty Fest, for example? Did you feel like did you have a lot of anxiety about it? Were you nervous about it?
No, because I had no intention of competing. I actually had a shirt made that said, "You guys go ahead. I'll see you at the finish line." On the first day I wore that, and no, dude, I was out there strictly for fun. I literally maybe 3 days before the race, I literally got on my power light and rode around. I went to the pump track, almost crashed a couple times, and that was it, dude. One day at the pump track, maybe 2 hours, and then I went and raced, and I almost made the main. But no, dude, it wasn't. Now, if I was going to go race a real race on a real track now, I'd be scared out of my mind. There would be anxiety, yes.
Yeah.
And if we ever race each other, there may be some anxiety, dude.
Yeah, because I can't let you beat me, you know.
I'm going to take you out, dude, hard, man. It's going to be great.
That's what I'm talking about. I know you're going to put me over the berm, you know. Yeah, because I thought about it, and I was going to bring it up as a topic, is how to overcome the butterflies and the doubt in your mind. But you kind of nailed it because you said, hey, I just went to go have fun. And that eliminated the stress of going back to race. You know, because a lot of times if I asked Terry this, as a matter of fact, going back to Terry Jeanette, I go, do you feel more anxiety and nerves because people expect you to win? And he goes, all the time. Because, you know, now I just, for you and I, if we go and we don't make the main, so what? Go home. Go get dinner. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Yeah. But if you're somebody like, you know, Terry Jeanette or any other former pro.
Yeah, you have a name behind you.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't soil your name.
Right. Can you imagine being like Harry Larry, for example, and you're at a state race and every 50-year-old guy wants to kick your ass because you're Harry Larry? Or for anybody, like Billy Griggs, for example, you know, I mean, I want to beat Billy because he's famous in the sport. Luckily, he's super ass fast, and not very many people can beat him. But even going back to like, let's see, we were talking about this, who could race and who can't if we actually did this podcast thing. And Eric Carter, he would smoke us, dude. He's just too good still. Yeah, and Dale Holmes, he's probably got a lot of – Dale races regularly, right? So I wonder if he goes through that. Like, I don't know, man. Everybody wants to beat me. You know what I mean? I wonder if he has those type of thoughts.
He might, but he's probably thinking there's no way they're going to even be close to me. So as long as I don't crash, I'm going to win.
Probably, yeah.
It's you know, I don't hold it. I encourage him to smoke me every day of the week because it gets it out of the way, right? It's like, you know what's going to happen, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, or we're racing for second, or we're racing for third.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter, man. It's like, okay, fine. I don't have to worry about trying to win this race.
Yeah, dude.
Let's be honest, dude. The Dirty Fest track is not a regular track. Dude, I coasted down the whole thing, man. It's not that. That is not a BMX race, dude.
Did you feel winded at the end of the track at all?
No.
Oh, wow. No way, really?
Maybe at the end of the day, I might have been tired or whatever, but no.
Yeah.
Now, to my detriment, right? If I would have been pedaling more, I may have been tired. But my legs were so stiff that I barely could turn the pedals, and I just coasted.
I've never raced a downhill track like that. So when you were on the gate and you were looking down that hill, man, were you a little nervous about that?
No.
You were just ready to go, huh?
It's not a big hill. It's a small hill, and it's a short front. It's a short first straight. So
is it really?
It's probably 30 or 40 feet on the first straight.
Okay. So that changes the mindset, because when I was at the bottom and we were at Dirty Fest, and I was filming, it's the weirdest sensation because you're down and you're filming in the middle of I guess the infield, you can call it, and the starting hill is way the hell up there, dude.
I didn't go up for Dirty Fest 3. I'm talking about Dirty Fest 1.
Okay.
So
it wasn't as severe as far as the downhill portion of the track itself.
I don't consider that down. It's downhill sloping, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a crazy downhill.
Okay.
And neither would they either. I don't think that they would even classify it as a.
I think their goal is to make it safe for everybody to ride. Yeah, I think that's.
So my first race, I slipped a pedal in the gate. I got like a 4th or something, 5th.
Yeah.
My second race, I hit the gate. I got like a 5th or something. But my third race, dude,
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting up to the race, and this guy goes, "Hey man, look at your crank arm." And my crank arm, the bolt was like come out, so it was like halfway in, and my crank arm was and I'm all, oh shit, man. And I was like, talking about getting over anxiety, right? There's no chance for me to go down and tighten my crank arm. Nothing. I'm going, right? And this crank arm falls off, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get on the gate and snap, dude. I'm in like second place out of the gate. Dale's gone.
Okay. Oh, Dale was in the race. That's right.
Yeah, Dale's gone. And I'm like second, dude. I'm like, oh shit, man. Going into the first turn, I think I got passed.
Yeah.
I got a third. I think I got a third, my third race.
Yeah. So could you see Dale when you were sitting too, or was he out of sight?
He was gone, dude. He was gone.
Hey, I can't. The same thing would happen to me, dude. It's not like I'm going to beat Dale home, so I get that. Yeah, but if that...
All my friends said, dude, if you would have tried to pedal, you may have done a lot better. I go, man, I wish I could have pedaled, dude. I wish I could have pedaled.
Okay, so the next topic, for clarity, I wanted to bring something up. This is for clarity. When Kevin and I were talking last week, we talked about a special event where all the former BMX pros would come into an event, something like Comic-Con, but with BMX riders, right? And we were talking about them promoting products, selling products, doing interviews, what do you call it, doing autographs,
whatever,
all that stuff. We nowhere mentioned that we wanted to make it a race. We didn't want, that's kind of the opposite of what we were, that was the vision that we had, right?
I'm not even saying we couldn't even pull it off anyways, even if we wanted to.
Right.
I'm just spitballing, like, and then people are saying, "Oh, it already exists. It's Dirty Fest. It's Fraudangle."
Yeah.
I'm not. We're not trying to. I'm not. This is never going to happen. I'm throwing this out there for other people to do it that have the means, that have the contacts.
The contacts.
It would be great to do that, right? I'm not saying that we could never pull it off. We don't know. We don't have anybody. We don't have any contacts.
Yeah.
But it's totally. My vision was totally different. I'm talking no dirt.
Right.
No falling. No sun, no baking in the sun all day long.
Yeah.
No 3 days sitting in the under a tent. I'm
done.
talking about a sterile environment.
Yeah.
You could dress nice. You don't have to sweat. You could walk in, and you could see, and you could sign, and people can. I mean, there's people can sell their bikes. They could sell anything they wanted to. It's a totally different vibe, a totally different atmosphere. That's what I was saying. And these guys say, "Oh, it already exists," whatever. I get it. It's a different. It's like a podcast, right? We have a podcast. Other people have podcasts. Totally different vibes. Totally different things. They're all podcasts, right?
Right.
So that's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter if something existed in Frogtown or whatever. We're not trying to compete with anybody. I'm just saying for somebody else out there somebody else out there that has the contacts that wanted to do that, I would support them.
Yeah, that would be epic, dude. And I'm like visualizing it, air conditioning, big building, you know, like I said, like SEMA, but for BMX. You know what I mean? I think it would be amazing.
You don't take a shower after you go home. You're not exhausted. You know?
I would love to have a booth for our podcast set up at an event like that where we could just, man, do you realize how many contacts we could make if people weren't worried about racing and they're just walking around and we're filming and interviewing? And
I will never, it's impossible to film at Dirty Fest. It's a waste. I think it's probably a waste of time. But if that was something like that, I would definitely hire a camera person and.
Oh, you froze. It was good stuff you were saying too. Come on, Kevin, come back. Holy crap, you're really frozen. Can you see me, Kev? There you are.
You're back.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Now you left off it. I would hire a camera crew. Go from there.
I would hire a camera crew to follow us around and really document what we were doing. And it's not because I think that we're something special, because we've made it abundantly clear that we're nobodies.
Right. We always make fun of it, as a matter of fact.
Right. But it's the guys that can't go, the guys that are in Midwest, in other countries, in other places in the world, they might be interested in seeing it, and that's why I would want to do it. But I would feel uncomfortable, like when Holly was saying, you guys need to have a camera crew follow you around. I was like, oh man, I just feel weird, hey, I'm Kevin Wilson with the BMXPERTS Podcast.
Give it time, though. Give it time, and then there's going to be, when we get more traction, and people watching. Well, when we were at Dirty Fest, a couple people just came up and shook my hand. I didn't even know who they were. So I know people do see it. We just haven't reached our full potential yet. At least that's my opinion on it.
Dude, this podcast mirrors my racing career, dude.
Well, then that's pretty much all I have, my dude. That was all. And I think that was a good show. Is there anything else you want to go over at all?
No, that's all I can think about, man. I see you're up to 151 or 951 now, right?
951. I had a gentleman hit me up to put some of his music on my video. My buddy Fred, the one you met, that came on the show, he usually does the tracks for me for my videos.
Okay.
And this guy, he's promoting his own stuff, and his name. Matter of fact, let me give him a little shout out here. It was let me see here, Brandon Michael, and you can find him on Facebook. And Brandon has a very small channel. He's just barely getting going on his YouTube channel, and he's got some cool little music that he makes. And he let me sample it, which I thought was very cool of him, and it's on the introduction of my video.
You know, I had a similar situation. Let me pull this guy's.
Okay.
Guy subscribed to the podcast, and I subscribed to his. So I subscribed to his channel, and then he said, "Hey, thanks, bro, for the sub. I have an interesting story about a JMC I bought for $25. I gave my little brother in 1989. He still has it and wants to give it back to me. I give it to my son.
Nice.
And love the channel. The content feeds the soul. So I go, hey, if you ever want to come on and tell the story about your JMC, you're more than welcome. So his name is Econ Recon.
Econ Recon. Is that on YouTube?
Shout out to Recon on YouTube.
All right. Yeah. So Brandon's his is Artillery Shell Productions. That's his.
Oh, I saw that. Okay, I was like, what's who was Jordan on that video that you had on the bottom of the screen?
On the bottom of the screen on my latest.
At the very beginning of the one that you just dropped, it says Jordan on the very bottom of the screen.
Oh, that's him. That's his stuff. Yeah. So that's his channel. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. He's got a very small channel. So he's trying to market himself. That's why he reached out to me, which I thought was really cool. And I go, yeah, man.
I've thought about this a couple times. I mean, I don't know if this is the right place to do this, but that's my story of my life. I would do it at the wrong time. But if let's say that you started from square one on your BMX podcast.
I wouldn't want to do that again.
What happens would you be willing to go on someone's show to try to help you pump it, or would you rather be by yourself and do your own thing?
If somebody I would take any help people were willing to give, and it definitely helps. Because my channel started growing faster when you and I started doing stuff together. So
I guess I would like to say, like, if there's anybody out, I mean, I did a whole video on this, and I got a lot of people were like, but
really,
yeah, okay, I'm stammering. Let me
refocus.
If there was somebody out there that could answer like 5 questions for me when I first started, they could have saved me months of heartache, like a couple $1,000,
yeah,
and so forth. And I always think, like, if 2 schmucks like us can do this, right? What could a guy that was fast do, or rode for a factory team? So I always think that, why aren't there more guys doing what we're doing? Now, it could be counterproductive to encourage people to compete with us, but how cool would it be to have, if there's like someone out there that wants to start their own YouTube channel for BMX or BMX podcast or whatever, and we could kind of foster and help them along and bring them on the show and say, hey, don't do this or don't do this, or let us help you get some exposure. I mean, are you open to that? Does that sound like something? Because that's what I would want to do.
Yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact, I've mentioned it before. If anybody that likes to just talk about BMX wants to come on, and especially if they're trying to do their own gig, I'm like, yeah, come on.
Right, but I'm talking about other YouTubers or podcasters that they want to start something and they want to if we could give them a little push or hold the bike up for them while they start pedaling.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I went in this blind. I think I told you in our first meeting, because you asked me, why did you get into YouTube? And I knew I wanted to do YouTube. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I just knew it. I knew I have this gift of gab that people have always told me about, especially because I work on the phone. They go, man, you can talk, and I go, yeah. And I've always knew I could do it, but I had no idea, Kevin, what I wanted to do, and zero direction. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to focus on. It just so happened that I reviewed a BMX magazine, and it got like 2,000 views. And I go, I found it.
Yeah, you're mining, like you're panning for gold. I got it.
Yeah. Like, I tried to do cars and stuff, and I tried to even do collection vlogs where I teach people how to do what I do, and I just couldn't get traction. I'm like, and honestly, I'm not as passionate of those topics as I am about BMX. So, because when I talk BMX, I immediately get excited. So I'm like, oh, this is what I need to focus on, You know
what the best byproduct of what we do?
Yeah.
Learning stuff, dude.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, I look back on the first video I did and the videos I do now, dude. I know 50% more about the sport, dude. It's so awesome, man. I love it. That's a byproduct of doing what we do.
Oh yeah, I love when people share stories, because I can't tell you how many times I've said I didn't even know that, and sometimes I think I've heard everything, but my knowledge is based about what's in these magazines. So these guys tell us stuff behind the scenes, and other podcasts, especially like Dirty Knobs and stuff like that, when these guys are talking about their life experiences racing, I love hearing that stuff. I go, dang, I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was so many politics involved. I didn't know there was backstabbing involved. I didn't know any of that stuff. I started learning it as I was paying attention to what people were saying.
Yeah, man. So if anybody out there that they genuinely would like to start a podcast or a YouTube channel, whatever, and you have questions. Now I'm talking like, I know, like we have like 100,000 subscribers, something like that. But I can offer some basics about what to do, what not to do. And And if you would like to come on, and we'll do our best to help promote a new channel or a new podcast or whatever. A high tide floats all boats, and we are not. Well, we're kind of competitive, right? A little bit with certain other.
Yeah, everybody wants to be the best. I mean, that's just why we're BMX racers. You're competitive. I think it's natural.
Yeah. But I think it'd be kind of cool to help someone out if they wanted help.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I'm all in for that.
All right, man. So I guess that is a wrap. And I think I cost you a subscriber the other day, dude, because after I said, Danny, go support Danny's channel, I looked and you lost a subscriber.
Yeah, I gained a couple, though, in the last couple days. And so
it's a give and take game, bro.
Yeah, man. And I got to tell you, it's like the main thing about doing YouTube is you can't be discouraged, man. You just have to keep grinding. And it's like I tell myself this, self-motivate all the time. I'm like, don't give up, man. You've gone this far. You know what I mean? Because I started with no subscribers, dude. Just to get to 20 was hard. I'm not an overnight success at this, man. I hear people going, man, I got 1,000 subscribers in the first 6 months. And I'm like, I don't know how in the world you did that, because this is I guess I'm going, after this year, it'll be 3 years, I think. I've been trying to grind, at this, or maybe even longer. And it's definitely worth it, though, dude, to see. My daughter put it best. She goes, Dad, can you imagine if you were in an auditorium and 1,000 people were there just to hear you talk? And I thought, oh, damn, that nailed it, right? Yeah, that was huge, dude, because I'm like, man, good way of putting it. Because you look at 1,000, you go, that's not a lot compared to other YouTubers, but it is. You know what I mean?
You know what? Other people with other podcasts that are small, they look at us like we look at other guys.
There you go.
They look at us like, oh my gosh, how do they have, I think today, as of today, we're at 11:36.
Nice.
So I bet you people looking at us and going, oh my gosh, I want to be at 11:36, and we look at other people like, I don't know what Mike's at now, the 2,000 or 2,200 or something. What do they got?
Let me take a look. That's an excellent question. Let's see here. It's a lot of fun, though, building, man, and seeing progress. You know what I mean? Even if it's slow, man, we're stacking bricks. You there? 1,800. Can you hear me? No? Hold on. Am I back? All right. Am I back?
Can you hear
me, Karen? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I guess that's it, bro.
Am I gone? You can't hear me? Can't hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna end it. If you'd like to support Danny's channel, go to Danny Pena BMX Racing on YouTube. And if you'd like to support the BMXPERTS Podcast, please go to BMXPodcast.com. You can grab a shirt, or a hat, a shirt, and so forth. We'd love to see you come back next week. Thank you for watching. And until next week, the track is closed. Peace out.